Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Northern Burlington County Regional High School. I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting students, Mr. Kyle Forsini, Mr. Decamaro. We are here live. It is Tuesday, May 29th, as the Northern Burlington Lady Greyhounds take on the Steinert Spartans for the New Jersey Central Jersey Group 3 sectional title. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing awesome, Mr. Dowd. It's a huge game tonight here for the softball team, as you said, the sectional final, and it's a pleasure to be back here with you guys, as we've kind of been thinking that the last 3 games we broadcasted might have been our last, but we got another surprise one here tonight.
Yeah, and if we keep going, I guess we'll do more. But if Northern does not win tonight, this will definitely be our last broadcast as a team today.
Northern is led this season by Mr. Brian Wolverton, as well as assistant coach Mr. George Corcoran. Mr. Wolverton has taken over from Ms. Tara Corcoran, who is out this year on maternity leave, but he's got a great squad. They're coming into this game 23-2. They've had a real milestone year. They won their division after finishing second last year. They won the BCSL after losing in the finals last year, and now they've advanced to the championship game here for the sectional title 1 year after losing in the semifinals. So they've really checked all the boxes this year and reached all the hurdles, and it's really been a milestone season for the Hounds. And in fact, Coach Wolverton got his 200th career win this season as well. So we got a great squad out there, and it looks like pitcher Haley Archer is making quick work of the Spartans.
Yeah, I would expect this to be a low-scoring game here today, Mr. Dowd, as both teams are going to have their aces on the hill. And these two teams did play earlier in the season with the Hounds winning 4-0 at Steinert. So that was a good game. It was a close up until the Hounds had hit a 3-run home run late in that game. So I would expect there to be a similar outcome here today, but also low-scoring.
Yeah, that one was also a pitcher's duel, and we expect to see something similar today, as both these teams are going to send out their aces and look to get a bunch of strikeouts. But it looks like right now, Haley Archer's done a good job. She's pitching well to start this game, and Steiner has yet to reach the base.
Yeah, I can't really say enough about Haley Archer. She's had a tremendous season after an incredible freshman year. Her sophomore season's been even better. She comes into this one 13-2. She's got 149 strikeouts so far this season, and she's only given up 7 earned runs. So she's got a great offensive squad behind her, and it looks like she's trying to get rid of one of the offensive standouts for Steiner, Carly Backlund, and that pitch looks like it's going to be high and out there for a ball.
And Northern missing one of their biggest pieces today, as Cameron Cassidy is out with an ankle injury. Normally their center fielder and leadoff hitter. She's not going to be playing today. So that's definitely a big loss for the Hounds, as that ball's fly to right, and looks like that's going to be the third out of the inning there. So heading into the bottom of the first inning here, Nicole Bondak's going to lead off here for the Hounds, trying to get something started.
Yeah, as you had mentioned, the loss of Cameron Cassidy on this team is going to change the order today, as Bondak's going to try to lead the Hounds off in this one.
Yeah, and Bondak's got a lot of speed. She's second in the team in steals, only behind Cameron Cassidy, who had 11 stolen bases this season. But Bondak's certainly more than capable of getting on base. She's had 25 hits this season to go along with 6 stolen bases and 24 runs. So she's more than capable of getting on there. Looks like she's going to try to slap one in there. And the key for the Hounds is going to get on early and try to hopefully get a lead for Haley Archer.
And yeah, with tough pitching like the Hounds are going to face today, you got to try and get runners on and then just get them over and get them in, as Bondak grounds out back to the pitcher there to make the first out of the inning. Megan Berg's going to step up to the plate now, and she's going to be trying to act as a leadoff batter now. She's got to try and get on to help his team.
And really to get the breakout at bat for the whole game. So far, no one's got on base. No one's really been able to do anything because these pitchers have just pitched so phenomenally so far. But it looks like Northern's going to try to open this one out, get somebody on the base, start making things happen.
And as you said, this really should be a pitcher's duel. On the mound for the Spartans is junior standout Kaylee Whitaker. She comes into this one 14-3. She's got 185 strikeouts on the season. And this is the team in Steiner led by head coach Gene Rupert, who is in their 3rd straight sectional final. And they've actually won 2 in a row. So they're going for their 3rd straight title. And, you know, as the expression goes, to be the champ, you've got to beat the champ. And Northern's got that in front of them here today.
Well, yeah, Mr. Dowd, if you're Northern, you got the team you want to play. You want to try and knock them off. Like you said, they've won 2 sectional titles in a row. So you've got the team that you want to try and break their streak and, you know, get that banner up on the gym wall here for the Hounds to try and win a sectional title here. And they've got a great squad to do it. A lot of this team's only sophomores, so it'll be good for years to come. But when you've got an opportunity like this in your hands, you would definitely want to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and being that this is such a young team, all this playoff experience is only good for their futures, as they're going to, even win or lose, they're going to have experience playing deep into the postseason, and it's just going to help them in their junior and senior seasons ahead.
Yeah, and as we said, the Hounds are playing today without senior leadoff hitter Cameron Cassidy. She's only one of 3 seniors on the team. In her place today is another senior, Jess Kimball, so great experience. And as you said, many of these girls are only sophomores, and they've had a tremendous season last year as freshmen. And in that season, Coach Tara Corcoran actually won Coach of the Year for that great season, and they've done even better this year. So I looked for the Hounds to be highly competitive next year and even the following year as they continue to try to get on the board here in the first inning.
Without a doubt, Mr. Dowd, like you had said, had a great season as freshman, as Lexi Blue's going to go down on strikes there. It's going to bring up Madison Sheesh coming to the plate here for the Hounds with a runner on first here and 2 outs. They're going to look to try and get Megan Berg in home somehow, any way possible, to try and get a lead early here in this game.
Yeah, that's the goal. They got to try to get a run in early because they know this is going to be a long, hard-fought game where both pitchers are going to play extremely well and the defense is strong. So if you can get a run in early, you can start to break this thing open and start to make the game go your way a little bit.
And Sheesh has really had an incredible season. She led the team with 28 hits this year. She also led the team, was second in the team in runs. So who better in the cleanup spot than her today, trying to get a big hit here for the Greyhounds.
And that's going to be ball 4. It's going to put Sheesh on first base and move Burke to second, so that's definitely huge. But as we were saying, trying to score a run early in this game is such an advantage when you got a pitcher like Haley Archer on the mound. You know that 1 run might be enough for her. And then also just it makes you relax when you're playing with a lead. So definitely want to get on the board early here in a highly intense game and also in probably the biggest games of all these girls' careers so far. So you want to get on the board early to start playing with confidence.
Also, these early game walks are going to add to Steinert's pitch count. So that'll only help down the stretch in this game as Northern's going to try to close this one if they take a lead. The pitcher's going to be a little bit burnt from these early walks and these early long at-bats by the Northern batters.
And that one's going to go low into the dirt. And Northern's certainly making Whitaker work for it so far today. But she's a great pitcher, as we said. She's had 185 strikeouts on the year. She comes into this game after having an outstanding season. And she's one of the best pitchers in the county, well, in Mercer County, to go along with Haley Archer, who's now coming up to bat here for the Greyhounds. The bases loaded.
Yeah, huge opportunity here for her to help herself out. She's got bases loaded now, 2 outs. A gapper would be huge here, put up more than 1 run maybe, but with Whitaker on the mound today, we know it's going to be tough the entire way. So to get the bases loaded here in this inning, even though you do have 2 outs, you got to be able to try and take advantage of this.
So Whitaker's also walked a couple batters this inning already, so you know that that's a possibility right now. If you're up at the plate, you can just try to take a couple pitches and try to work up the count, as she's now down 1 and 2. But if you can just try to work the count, maybe get another walk that still scores a run.
And it looks like that's going to be a pass ball, and the Greyhounds are going to look to score, and she's going to get tagged out at the plate to end the inning. So great opportunity there for the Greyhounds. Looks like they just couldn't beat the tag, had a chance there. And it looks like the pitcher for Steinert, Kaylee Whitaker, is going to come up here in the top of the second with the score still 0-0.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, Decker, before they try to steal home there, that with Haley Archer being down 1 and 2 in the count there against Whitaker, when you spot a pitcher 2 strikes like that, it's kind of hard for you to battle back in the count when you have such a good pitcher on the mound. So you want to try and hit the ball as early in the count as you can. She's going to try and get ahead of you with fastballs, and you got to be ready for them as a team. Kind of the same thing Archer's going to try and do here against Steiner. She's going to try and get ahead early. And if you're the Steiner hitters, you got to be ready in the count early. You can't let her get ahead of you because she's deadly once she gets 2 strikes.
Yeah, she's just both these pitchers are very similar in their strengths, as we're going to get a timeout in the top of the second.
And Whitaker's really looking to help herself out here. She's actually a really good hitter as well, and it looks like that one's going to go into the gap there, and she's going to get on first base. But as I was saying, Kaylee Whitaker actually was third on the team in hits this year for Steinert and second on the team in RBIs. So she's got on first so far. And that's going to be an early strike there for Haley Archer.
Well, she's just the all-around player there, Mr. Dowd. She's a good pitcher and then also a good hitter. So getting the leadoff man on there for Steiner, that's key. Something Northern's going to be trying to do all game. But with Haley Archer on the mound, going to try and get 3 quick ones here to get them back in there and hit.
Yeah, that's certainly something she can do. Even with 1 runner on, it's not that much of a deal for Haley Archer. She's been in this position before, and it just takes a couple quick outs, and you're right back on top, ready to bat again.
It's also nice because there's no leading in softball. So in baseball, you get a runner on, the pitcher's forced to go from the stretch. But Haley Archer can still pitch the same way she's been pitching all game, which is nice. She doesn't really have to worry about the runner trying to steal or anything. And hopefully she can induce a ground ball here, and the Hounds can turn too.
So, still scoreless here, top of the second. That one's going to go foul. And again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting students Mr. Kyle Forsini, Mr. Decamaro. We are here live at the farm. It is Tuesday, April 29th, 2018, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Steinert Spartans in the Group 3 sectional final.
And that ball's going to be a line to center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit as well. So that's going to put runners on first and third, it looks like here, for Steiner with nobody out. So a great opportunity here for the Spartans to try and get on the board. Archer giving up back-to-back hits, something you don't typically see. But the Spartans doing a great job. And they're going to try and steal second there, and it looks like they're going to get stolen base, and the runner on third is going to hold up, so now they're going to have second and third, so there's no force out anywhere now. And if you're the Hounds, I wouldn't be surprised if they bring the infield in this early in the game, just because you can't allow them to score knowing you got Whitaker on the mound. She's going to be a tough one to get runs against.
Yeah, and also with that steal at second, there's no real opportunity for a double play anymore. And, well, I mean, I guess the play was always to home, but even if you could have turned 2 there, now you can't. And that's going to be popped up and potentially caught for Northern to try to help save this inning.
Yeah, pop out to Hannah Alexander there at third base. She's going to make the first out here. That's what you need. You know, if you got runners on second and third and you're the hitting team, the one things you don't want to do are pop up or strike out. You don't want to give them outs where the runs aren't even really given a shot to score. You want to try and lift the ball to the outfield to hit a hard ground ball, and maybe it'll get through or the Hounds will commit an error. Instead of pop up to third base, he's going to record the first out, and then Haley Archer comes right back and gets ahead of the next hitter here, 0-1.
Steiner now sort of in the same position that the Greyhounds were with a runner on third. And Archer gets her swinging, so she's ahead in the count here. And we've really got a tremendous lineup out there for the Greyhounds. We've said a lot about Haley Archer, but we've got a really great squad, including players like Lexi Blue. You mentioned Megan Berg. We also have outstanding players like Hannah Alexander, Julia Marinick, Nicole Bondock, Jess Peters, Jess Kimball, Madison Sheesh. So, great squad, young squad, and this team's only going to grow as the years continue.
Yeah, this team's definitely loaded with talent. They really have no holes at any position, so there's no surprise that this team has been in the sectional final been close to the sectional final 2 straight years, as Archer gets a strikeout there to retire the side.
So now both teams have been tested with runners on third with 2 outs, and both teams have been able to take care of it, keeping the score 0-0 the second.
And it's interesting here because as Northern sends that one into center field, acrobatic play there by Steiner to get the first out. That was Dara Kelly. She's one of the offensive standouts for the Spartans, and certainly after that play, a defensive standout as well. That looked like that was going to get into the gap there in center field and put Greyhounds on, but that was a great play there.
Definitely a great play there by the Spartans to save a hit, really. And now Hannah Alexander is going to come up here with 1 away in the bottom of the second inning. She's going to look to try and find a hole somewhere to get a base runner here.
Yeah, that catch is especially huge because that was the leadoff batter for Northern this inning. and that's just going to put one out and leave Northern a little bit of a hole to start the bottom of the second. Just try to get somebody on, get something happening now at this point, as Hannah Alexander looks to be the person to start a rally for Northern.
And being a baseball player, I know how demoralizing it can sometimes be when the first out of the inning is made. When you're trying to make a rally, the last thing you want is for the first batter of the inning to get out. It kind of takes the wind out of your sails, and you realize that now you only got 2 outs to work with rather than 3. So a great play there by Steiner to be able to catch that ball in center field, maybe not let Northern get any momentum, but Alexander looks like she's going to walk there. That's going to put a runner on first base here.
And you know, we've been speaking highly of Northern, but Steiner comes into this game after a really successful season as well. They finished the year 20-5. They finished second in their division, only behind Robbinsville. But they've actually beaten some really good teams so far in this tournament, including Lawrence, Brick, and they recently defeated the number 1 seed Burlington Township. That was home at Burlington Township. So they're certainly a great team, and Northern's got their work cut out for them as they try to lay down a bunt to advance the runner. That one's going to go foul and get another opportunity here to make something happen.
And the Hounds are, I guess, really just trying to get runners in scoring position, even if it comes with the cost of an out. You know, a man on first with 1 out, bunt a runner over to second. There's 2 outs now, but I guess anything that's to the outfield, they're going to expect Alexander to score. So wouldn't be surprised if the Hounds try and get the runner over any way possible here.
I don't know. I almost value the out more than the field position, in my opinion, but they know what they're doing. They've coached well all season, so if their idea was to bunt there, it was probably a good one. It's going to be another walk for Northern. Get runners on first and second with 1 out.
Yeah, Whitaker's really struggled with her control here early in this game. It's really been the only way the Hounds have been able to get base runners are by walks, but they'll definitely take whatever they can give you.
And they've certainly done a good job getting base runners on and early. And Jess Peters is up here trying to make something happen now with the count 1-1. And with a runner on first and second, a base hit could hopefully drive home a run.
Yeah, Jess Peters looking to do some damage here for the Hounds and really help out her team. Got men on first and second here with 1 out, so definitely a great opportunity here for them to try and score a run.
And looks like they're going to load the bases right now. Oh, never mind. I think they got the out at first, and that's going to end the inning.
So not what the Hounds were looking for there in the bottom half of the second, but they've threatened in both innings they've been hitting so far. They've gotten bases loaded in first and second.
That was a tremendous defensive effort there by second baseman Megan Berg. What a play and hustle move. Saving a hit, probably even an extra base hit. Looks like it's got the Hounds fired up, and that's 1 out there for Archer as we continue here in the 3rd inning.
That ball's going to be bunted foul there for Steinert. So Haley Archer's going to be back on the hill here and looking to try and have some similar innings that she did the first 2. Try and mow this Steiner lineup down and get the Hounds back in there and hit.
And leading off for the Spartans this inning is Dara Kelly. She was the center fielder who made that great play in the previous inning. So she's looking to make something happen here now on the offensive end as Archer looks like she's up in the count and going to put that one down. So Steinert's coming up now here. 1 out for the Greyhounds in the top of the 3rd.
A good job by Haley Archer there getting that first out of the inning, as I alluded earlier. That's one of the biggest outs of the inning you can get. Now maybe a little wins out of Steinert's sails here, and hopefully Archer can just keep this trend going, get the second out here, and like I said earlier, get the Hounds back in there and hit.
Yeah, and if you can get a 1-2-3 inning going here in the top of the 3rd after struggling a little bit in the last one, that's just good for your pitcher's momentum, good for everything on your team, and you get right back to batting. It can only help.
So we've got a great turnout of friends, family, community members here on hand, and Archer's going to mow that one down, and that's going to end the inning as the Greyhounds head into the bottom of the 3rd.
So they got the top of the order here again with Nicole Bondock leading off here for the Hounds. This is a great opportunity for them to try and score a run when you've got your top of the lineup coming up. Second time through here, they've all seen Whitaker once, so they're going to know what she's going to throw. As Bondoc tries to slap that one, and it's going to be a swinging strike, a 0-1 count here.
So Whitaker's gotten ahead in this count early on Bondoc, looking to put her away. And that one's going to be fouled right down the third base line to keep this at-bat alive.
Looked like Coach Wolverton was getting in on the action there, making a play there in the field. But he's got to love the effort so far that the Greyhounds have put forward. You know, Northern has really defeated some good teams on the way to this championship game. They defeated Ocean in the opening round, and they defeated local rivals Morristown and Ewing to get to the finals. And they actually avenged their loss to Ewing last year in the sectional semis to get to this point. So like I said earlier, you know, they've really exceeded all expectations so far this season, and it's a tremendous honor for them to be here today after winning their division and winning the BCSL and now avenging their loss in the sectional semis to get to this championship game.
Yeah, definitely a huge step for the Hounds to finally get to this sectional championship game. Like you had said, Mr. Dowd, they had a great chance last year, and Ewing was able to beat them as Bondoc's going to ground out there to lead off the inning. So one away here in the bottom of the third inning. That'll bring up Megan Berg here, and she's going to look to try and start a rally like she did in the first inning. Get some base runners here for the Hounds, and then hopefully find a way to score a run.
Yeah, but for being down early in that count 0-2, Bondoc really had a good at-bat. Tried to work in the count and got a couple fouls off, and only ended up grounding out after like 5 or 6 pitches, but it still adds up later in the game.
And now with Megan Berg up, she's one of the offensive standouts for the Greyhounds. She was third in the team in hits this year with 23, and she had 12 RBIs on the season, which places her fourth on the team in RBIs. So great hitter up at bat with an opportunity here to help the Greyhounds get on base.
So Whitaker getting ahead here on Berg, and she's going to look to try and work her way back into this count. So she's going to foul that one away here. So Berg's still at bat here. Doing a good job here in this one. Whitaker trying to put her away, but Berg being resilient as that ball's going to be lined back up the middle, but a good play there by the shortstop, and it's going to be the second out here as that's going to bring Alexa Blue up to the plate now for Northern.
So far, Whitaker's really gotten back to having strong pitch control so far this inning, as she's really been able to take care of batters, get ahead early in the count and make them work for it, as that's going to be 2 straight outs. And she's looking to get the 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the third.
And Lexi Blue's had a great season as well for the Greyhounds. She comes into this one with 18 hits on the season, 15 runs, 22 RBIs, and she's looking to keep this inning alive here for the Lady Hounds in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, she's definitely had a great season so far, Mr. Dowd. Had some clutch hits in some big games, and she'll look to try and add on to that here.
That one's going to go foul down the first base line as Lexi Blue tries to keep Northern alive in the third inning. Tries to get something going. It's going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3, and the side is retired.
So we head into the top of the fourth with the game currently 0-0. We've had a really great pitcher's duel here with both Haley Archer and Kaylee Whitaker pitching tremendous games. And this one, as you said, Kyle, looks to be a low-scoring affair here. We are a little more than halfway through in this one, and still neither team has gotten on the board. Northern had an opportunity in the bottom of the first, tagged out at the plate, but they still stayed highly aggressive, and I look for that to continue as this game winds on.
Well, yeah, they're going to need to be aggressive early in counts, Mr. Dowd, to try and hit Whitaker's best pitch. She's going to try and get ahead of him, and wouldn't be surprised if the first pitch they see is the best pitch they'll see all at bat. But the same thing for Steiner. They got to try and have that same approach because Archer, like we had said earlier, is deadly once she gets ahead of you. So definitely going to be a low-scoring affair here today. It's 0-0 into the top of the fourth inning. Both girls throwing a great game, but we've seen this earlier in the year, so hopefully the Hounds can do what they did then and find a way to muster some runs.
Yeah, right now nobody's able to do that, as these pitchers have really been able to shut down everything, especially once their backs are against the wall. Both pitchers have faced some adversity this game, and they've been able to shut it down, as it's going to stay 0-0 as we head into the 4th inning now, more than halfway through this ball game.
So the Hounds defensively are definitely going to need to help out their pitcher, as Steiner squaring to bunt there, but then it's going to pull back and try and slash, looks like. But instead it's going to be a called strike 3. Not the way you want to go down. You want to go down at least swinging, so you had a chance, but that was not the case there for Steiner, as that's an early swing in the count there. That's one of the only times we've really seen that from Steiner, as that ball's going to be fouled away. But luckily for the Hounds, she missed that pitch, as like what I had said, it's probably going to be the best one she'll see all at bat, so she's going to have to come from behind now. And that's going to be another swing and a miss there for for Steiner, falling down in the count 0-2. This is Archer's specialty now. She's got 2 strikes on you. If you're a hitter, probably don't have much confidence at this point when you got Archer on the mound. You know that she's got great stuff and a great opportunity to get you out, and that's going to be a little nubber right back to Archer, and she's going to throw her out there at first base. So a great job getting ahead of the hitter and a great job finishing her off, as that's going to be the 2nd out of the inning.
So 2 outs here, top of the 4th. Great play there by Haley Archer in the field. Threw out Kelly Whitaker, the opposite pitcher, looking to help herself out there and get on base. And the Hounds are still tied in this one, 0-0. And like I said, we've got a great turnout of family, friends, community members here at the farm. You can hear the crowd. They're certainly fired up for this championship game. And Archer's going to go up in that count. And this one as well, 0-1.
Yeah, Steinert's starting to swing a little bit earlier now in the counts, but they haven't made contact, so they're not helping themselves out. They're just swinging just another strike.
Yeah, as Steiner's been swinging early, been hurting themselves in the counts. I think this is the 2nd or 3rd straight batter that's swung early and has had to fight back in a count, and it hasn't worked so far. That's going to be a high foul as Haley Archer continues to work these batters.
So 2 strikes on the batter here. 1 strike away from heading into the 5th inning. And again, heading into the bottom of the 4th inning. And again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting students Mr. Kyle Forsini, Mr. Decamaro. We are here live at the farm. It is Tuesday, May 29th, as the Northern Burlington Lady Greyhounds take on the Steinert Spartans in the Group 3 sectional final.
Archer's trying to retire the side here in the top of the 4th inning to let the Hounds go in there and get some swings, and she does just that. Another strikeout there, so going into the bottom of the 4th, the Hounds have their 4, 5, and 6 batters coming up, so a good opportunity for them to score some runs, and they're going to need to try and get on the board some way, somehow, because this game's starting to move pretty fast, and before you know it, it'll be the 7th inning.
And the last thing you want to do is go against the 2-time champions of this tournament in extra innings, because they really know how to get it done. And if you're Northern, you know you got to start scoring soon, because you don't really want to have to face them any longer than you're going to have to.
Yeah, and the 4th inning is kind of something I consider to be the last inning where it's not as stressful. Once you get to the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings, that's when nerves start to get a little, more pronounced, and you realize the magnitude of the game. I'm sure these girls have realized that the entire way, but once you get to the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings, you really start to press, and the Hounds, if they want to still be relaxed, are going to need to try and put up a run this inning.
And we have all the faith in our girls to pull this one out. And we've had actually a really tremendous spring sports season here at the farm. In addition to our softball team, who's been outstanding, the boys baseball team, Kyle, you remember that, went 20-9, got to the playoffs. Boys tennis was 10-7, got into the 2nd round of the playoffs. Boys and girls lacrosse, boys were 15-6, girls were 11-7, both got to the tournament. As well as our boys volleyball team, who won a play-in game in the 1st round of the tournament after having a tremendous season at 18-14. And the golf team had a bounce-back year at 9-5, so they also advanced to the state tournament. So we've had a really successful year, and what better way to cap it off than here with a championship for our girls softball team, who's really been playing outstanding.
And being a baseball player, Mr. Dowden, I appreciate, I'm sure a lot of people do, but I appreciate how good this softball team is. It's something that, as the baseball team, it's fun to come, play a game of ours and then come over and watch them and really know that 9 times out of 10 this team's going to come away with a win and do it in some dominating fashion. So they haven't really done it here today. As that ball's going to find the hole there between short and third. That's going to be Northern's first hit of the ball game there by Julian Mayernick. So that's going to be a runner on there for the Hounds, and maybe this can start a rally.
And we've seen already in this game that once Whitaker lets somebody on base, she starts to lose a little bit of pitch control. We've seen that happen in the first and second innings, as now, again, there's a runner on in the fourth inning, and Northern's just hoping that they can try to add to their base runners, maybe get somebody on second, and start to move runners into scoring position.
Yeah, definitely, Decker. I mean, we saw the Hounds earlier. They got a runner on with one out and then tried to bunt her over to second base to try and get her into scoring position. With Haley Archer at the plate now trying to do some damage to help herself out. It's going to be a foul ball there. But, base runners have been few and far between here in this game. So when you get them on, you got to try and capitalize. And the Hounds were unable to do that in the first and second innings. But another opportunity here in the fourth. And unfortunately, Archer's going to go down on strikes. And the back thrower there to first base is going to get Mayernick out.
Yeah, and with the score low, any run is so important here. Northern's only lost 2 games so far this season. We actually did one of those games, guys, previously to RV, and both games they've lost this season have been by only 1 run. So I look to this one to be a real nail-biter here right down to the end, and Northern's certainly been aggressive. They've left quite a few runners on base so far, but like to see the effort so far, and like we said, one hit or one bad play, and that could be the difference here as the Hounds continue to stay aggressive here in the bottom of the fourth.
And that big key hit a lot of times is the hardest one to get. You can get the runners on base, but just getting them on base isn't the only thing you got to do. Once you get them on, then you got to find the hit that can get them in, and the Hounds certainly need that right now with Hannah Alexander up at the plate. Unfortunately, she's going to go down there on strikes, and that's going to retire the side here going into the top of the 5th inning.
So a lot of excitement here at the farm, as I was stating, this spring. And you can follow all things Northern TV on Twitter at Northern_TV. We're also on Comcast Channel 19, Verizon Channel 42. We're streaming on the web. You can check out this game and many others on our YouTube channel, as well as our many outstanding academic accomplishments, including Scholars Night, Greyhound Choice, Greyhound Gala, our high school and middle school band and chorus concerts. And you can check out our DVD order form as well as sponsorship opportunities. You can also email us at northerntv@nburlington.com with any questions, concerns, or comments about our programming. And we've got a really great game here so far, as Haley Archer has been pitching a gem here in the top of the 5th.
And as I've said a bunch of times earlier, key to get that first out there. Takes some wind out of Steinert's sails. It's going to put one away here in the top of the 5th inning, and hopefully they won't mount a rally. I mean, the Hounds have had base runners on a few of these innings and just haven't been able to capitalize, but Archer's been mowing down the Spartans lineup, and they've really had very few base runners here early in this game.
Both pitchers have really been able to mow through the lineups, especially when their backs have been against the wall. As we've seen, every time it seems like a runner or two gets on, the pitcher can really take care of them. No matter which one it is, Archer or Whitaker, both of them have really been able to take down batters, especially in tough situations.
Yeah, Decker, they've both definitely done a great job. If there have been runners on base, clearly both of those two have gotten out of their jams as this game remains scoreless. So, top of the 5th inning, wouldn't be surprised if both teams really start to feel the pressure now. The 0-0 game, they know that one of them has to score at some point, and with both of these great pitchers on the mound, these lineups are both going to start getting into the second and third time around seeing these pitchers, so they're going to have to figure out some of their tendencies and find a way to get some runs on the board anyhow. That ball's going to be popped foul. So 2 strikes here on the hitter. Haley Archer doing a great job getting ahead of hitters this game. Whitaker struggled with her control early, but she's clearly gotten that back as she's been able to get ahead of hitters as well.
We're in the top of the 5th, still 0-0, as it looks like Steiner's starting to work these counts a little bit. It looked like that one was close, but a little low. Call the ball, and Steiner's just looking to get somebody on the board.
So Archer now That's going to be a fly ball to center field there, and that ball is going to be caught there by Nicole Bondock. What a play right back towards the fence. That's a huge out there for the Hounds. It looked like that ball off the bat might have had a chance to go, but Bondock filling in for Karen Cassidy there in center field makes a fantastic play to record the second out here in the top of the 5th inning. So your heart kind of dropped a little bit if you're a Northern fan there. It looked like that would have been a huge break there for Steiner, and they might have been able to get a run on the board, but Bondock quickly erases that, and it's just a long out. And 2 away here in the top of the 5th.
So, game still tied 0-0. Both teams have had opportunities. Northern, as we stated, got tagged out at the plate in the bottom of the 1st, and just now Nicole Bondock saved what probably would have been a home run had she hadn't made an acrobatic play there. Up the bat for the Spartans is Grace Gaskill, and she's had a tremendous season as well for the Spartans. She has had 10 hits so far in only 36 at-bats, so she's more than capable of making a play here. She's an infielder for the Spartans, and it looks like Haley Archer's getting ahead in the count after a tremendous defensive play by Nicole Bondock in center field. So that's got the crowd fired up. That's got Archer fired up, and I'd look for her to make quick work here of Gaskill. And it looks like that's going to get grounded out to shortstop. An acrobatic play there by Lexi Blue at first base. And we head into the bottom of the 5th with the score tied 0-0.
Yeah, so bottom of the 5th inning here. Somehow this team's got to find a way to get a run across the board, whether it's, a walk, stolen base, ground the runner to second, hit a ground ball to second, get the runner to third, and then a sac fly brings them home. You really don't need a hit in order to score a run, but they've got to find a way to do something. They've only been able to manage 1 hit so far in this game, so they haven't helped themselves out in that area, but definitely got a great pitcher on the mound here, and it's tough to hit Whitaker, as that's been on display here today, but bottom of the 5th inning here, the Hounds have to find something.
Certainly, if you're going to win this game, you got to get a hitter at least something with this leadoff batter. You're going to want to open up the inning with something good, because now's the time you got to start scoring. And like you said, the 5th innings when it starts to get more real, starts to get to be more of a big deal as you realize that this game's almost over and you still haven't scored a run. They're going to retire the first batter, now make it 1 out in the bottom of the 5th for Northern.
And that was senior there, Jess Kimball, going down on strikes. And as we said, she is in today subbing for fellow senior Cameron Cassidy, who is out with a ankle injury. The absence of Cassidy has really shown, though, early, because Cassidy is a tremendous hitter. She actually got her 100th hit earlier in the season, milestone for her, and she leads the team in stolen bases. So Northern and Steiner have both had a difficult time manufacturing runs, and we have 2 outs now currently in the bottom of the 5th as this game is winding down.
Yeah, 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 5th is not the way the Hounds wanted to go, but it brings the top of the lineup over, so Bondock's going to step to the plate for her 3rd time here today. She's grounded out twice. And she's got speed, so if she can get on base anyway, she can steal second base and then get herself in a scoring position, and hopefully, a hit anywhere would score her, but hasn't been able to get on base so far here today. She fouls that first pitch back, but down in the count now, 0-1. Whitaker's done a great job recently getting ahead of hitters, and she's been able to put them away once she's gotten ahead, so Bondock's got to shorten up her swing here and find a way to get on base anyway, as that one's going to be fouled as well. So down in the count now, 0-2.
Problem is with 2 outs here, even if Bondock gets on the base, they're going to have a hard time scoring her without getting someone out along the way. But 0-2, she's just looking to make contact and get onto the base right now herself, as the count is not looking for her at this moment. She's going to foul that one to keep it from being a strikeout.
And as you said, Kyle, she certainly has speed. She's 2nd on the team in steals this season with 6. And any run will be so very important here at this juncture in the game. And as I stated before, we've had just a tremendous spring season, a tremendous athletic year, really, for the Greyhounds. And Bondock's going to slap that one into the infield and get thrown out there quickly at first base. So that's the end of the 5th inning as we head into the top of the 6th. Game currently tied 0-0, and Haley Archer looks to take command here in the 6th.
And Bondock's speed was on full display there, as just to ground out the shortstop, but she had a chance to beat it out. So that's how valuable she is when she does get on base, but unfortunately she's 0 for 3 today, hasn't been able to get on. And the Hounds now Top of the 6th inning. Archer's still on the mound. No surprise there, and she's going to try and get some outs. That's going to be a ground out to second base there to Megan Berg. Huge to get that first out. I've said it a bunch of times today, and I'll say it again. That's huge for the Hounds. Still 0-0 here with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. So, Decker, we had both been talking about it, and I know you just said it last inning. This is where this game starts to get more real, you know. Whatever team loses today, their season's done, and the other one advances into states, as this being the sectional final. That ball's going to be grounded right back to Berg. Shetter played perfectly, and that's going to be the second out of the inning.
That's a real quick 2 outs for Haley Archer, as she's starting to feel it right now, taking down these Steinert players left and right. So 2 outs, top of the 6th. Northern's looking to just clean the inning out, 1, 2, 3, and move on to back to their batters to try to make something happen on the plate.
So, great pitch there by Archer, ahead in the count. She's going up against second baseman for the Spartans, Nicole Cerasi, who has been outstanding so far. She has 21 hits on the season, 19 runs, 12 RBI, so it's going to be really important for the Hounds to get another quick out, and it looks like they're going to get that there quickly. 1, 2, 3, and we head into the bottom of the 6th here with the game still tied 0-0, and really it seems like whoever's going to score first is going to win this one, and who better than Lexi Blue here up at the plate for the Greyhounds to help us get on the board.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of pitchers duels, this has been the game for you. This has been an awesome game to commentate and a great game to watch as well, as although there's really been no scoring, if you're a fan of the game, this is definitely something you appreciate, as both pitchers are just mowing down the lineups. All the great hitters that both of these teams have just been baffled at the plate, with really neither team being able to manage a lot of hits here, as Madison Sheesh going to come to the plate here for the Hounds. She's going to try and do some damage.
Want to also take this opportunity now here in the bottom of the 6th to thank our outstanding production crew, and certainly Decker and Kyle, you guys have been doing a great job, but want to thank our camera operators, Miss Emily Walsh, Miss Ashley Walsh, Miss Caitlin Zybel, and Mr. Jeff Alcade for their tremendous work, as well as our Northern TV intern, Mr. Andrew Baez, for his outstanding work, as well as our fellow video production teacher, Mr. Matt Pona. So got a real nail-biter here in the bottom of the 6th, and that's going to be a shot. And another tremendous play there by the Spartans. It's almost as if every time the Greyhounds look like they're going to get a big hit, Spartans come up big. Tremendous defense in addition to Kaylee Whitaker's outstanding pitching. And the same thing with the Greyhounds. You know, we saw Nicole Bondak save a home run. So in addition, Kyle, as you were saying, to a tremendous pitcher's duel, this one's really been a defensive game as well, with all the credit going to the girls on both teams for making plays when they have to.
Yeah, for sure, Mr. Dowd. And it just kind of got the feel of this game where whoever scores first is going to be the team to win, because like we've seen all game, scoring is not going to be easy here, as Madison Sheesh is going to come to the plate here for the Hounds. But like I said, scoring not easy, and it could be really demoralizing for the team that does give up the first run, because they know how hard it is just to score, and if they give up that first run, then they got to try and score one just to tie. So Northern at bat right now would be great for them to score this first run here right now and then try and hold them in the top of the 7th. But you know, obviously one thing at a time though here. The Hounds just got to try and get base runners before they can even think about trying to score a run. So with their 4 batter up here, they have a great opportunity to try and get some runners on against Whitaker.
And who better than Madison Sheesh here to make a play? She actually plays a lot of softball outside of school as well, travel team, and I believe that's the Outlaws that she plays on, in addition to many of our other girls. So a lot of experience here, and tremendous season for both teams. And both pitchers, really, with Whitaker only giving up 1 hit so far today and Archer only giving up 2 thus far. We've really had a pitcher's duel with the best pitcher in Burlington County and Haley Archer going up against the best pitcher in Mercer County, Miss Kaylee Whitaker. So it's been really a tremendous game and really an outstanding year for all of our teams. And that's a credit to our athletic director, Dr. Dan Uzaki, who does a great job keeping everybody plugged into all things Northern sports. And we head into the top of the 7th now with the game currently tied 0-0. And you can follow all of Northern Sports on Twitter at NBC_athletics. And that's going to be Carly Backlund there with a little bloop in the infield. And looks like she's going to get called safe at first. So advantageous there for the Spartans as Backlund gets on. She's had a good season. She has had 31 hits this year, to go with 23 RBIs. So she's really been an outstanding player for the Spartans, and she leads off the top of the 7th with a base hit. Looks like she just beat the tag, and we're going to get a quick timeout here for the Greyhounds.
Well, I've been preaching it all game, Mr. Dowd, getting that first out of the inning. And letting that leadoff runner get on now in the top of the 7th, you can hear how rowdy Steinert is and how loud their fans are. They understand that they finally have gotten that first runner of the inning on, and now they got a great chance. They can either bunt her over to second base or have her steal second, really anything. She's got a great opportunity to get herself in a scoring position. Looks like they are going to lay down a bunt there. It's exactly what they do. Julia Mayernick does make a very good play there to get the runner out at first base, but that does advance the runner there to second. So now the man on second and only one out. This is really uncharted territory here for the Hounds. They really haven't let Steiner have any sense of trying to get a run here, but in the top of the 7th, the Spartans have a good opportunity now to try and push her on across somehow.
And another great pitch there by Archer, getting ahead in the count in the top of the 7th with one on for the Spartans. And that's going to be a quick bloop single. Lexi Blue is going to make the quick play at first, but that's going to advance the runner to third now. Spartans with a runner in scoring position. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th with this game winding down. So if they can get a run here, that would be huge for them, and that might be the difference in this one. Both teams have been playing outstanding defensively, and both pitchers have had great games. So as you said, this one goes into extra innings. Could go either way. We still have the bottom of the 7th to go, but you can hear the Spartans are filed up after this one.
All right, so top of the 7th, Steiner's got one on third. That one's going to be hit foul.
2 outs here, so runner in scoring position. Really tough spot here for Archer. And the Spartans, this could be their last chance to score with the Greyhounds coming up here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, if Northern's going to score in the bottom of the 7th, that'll just end the game on the spot. That one's going to be, looks like it's a little outside, as Steiner is working the count with 2 outs and a runner on third. This could potentially win the game for Steiner if they can get that run across the plate. Another foul ball, keeping this at-bat alive.
Archer's ahead of the count here with 2 strikes on the batter. Could be the last chance for Steiner. Greyhounds still have one more chance here in the bottom of the 7th.
So that one's also going to be a little bit outside. Excellent job working the count by the Steiner batter right now, as they were down early with a couple fouls, and they've been able to bounce back, trying to keep this at-bat alive. Oh, looks like that one's going to be a pass ball, and the Steiner's going to score the run. It's going to give Steinert the 1-0 lead at the top of the 7th. That could potentially seal the game.
And that was Carly Backlund there, who got on with the first at-bat of the inning. Great job there manufacturing that run. And it looks like Steiner's going to put another run on, as they're currently in the lead with this one, with the pressure now on the Greyhounds. Shut down the Spartans and hopefully get a run on in the bottom of the 7th. Or their season's going to be over. So I look for Archer to make quick work of this batter, and then for the Greyhounds to be aggressive in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, yeah, and I had alluded to it earlier, Mr. Dowd, that whatever team scores first is going to have all the momentum now. The Hounds haven't been able to put any runs up on the board, let alone get very many base runners or hits. So now with Steinert up 1-0, the Hounds are going to have to try and mount some sort of a rally just to even get a run to tie the game here. So definitely not the way they wanted this 7th inning to go, but they know that it's still only a 1-run game, and they've come back plenty of times here in this season. So the back pick there to first base isn't going to be in time by Julia Mayernick, but Haley Archer's going to need to bear down here, get out of this inning, only giving up 1 run, and give her team a chance to try and tie it or take the lead in the bottom of the 7th.
And with Bridgers there on first for the Spartans, we look for the Greyhounds to make quick work of the batter here and get another opportunity in the bottom of the 7th. Certainly don't want to let her get a steal. She only has one stolen base on the season there. Cora Bridgers on first. But she does have a lot of speed, so look for Archer to get a quick strikeout here or quick ground ball, and for the Greyhounds to hopefully score a run in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, the Hounds are definitely going to need to try and get the leadoff runner on, as Steiner did in this inning. I had been saying that too, Mr. Dowd. We'd both been talking about it, how getting that first runner on is such a huge momentum booster that, you know, it lets the team kind of be alive and ready. As that it's going to be a stolen base there, as the Hounds are unable to throw out the runner there at second base. So now Steinert's got another runner in scoring position here. This is more uncharted territory here for the Hounds. They really hadn't let any Steiner runners get into scoring position all game, and now they've had 2 in 1 inning. So the Hounds are going to need to bear down here. They can't let this really affect them. Obviously, nerves and tension is running high right now, but have to do a good job getting this batter out. Archer's still getting ahead of hitters, as she's been doing all game, so she just got to bear down here and find a way to get out of this inning.
And that's going to do it for the inning. Northern's down 1-0 going to the bottom of the 7th, trying to save their season.
Yeah, as you had said, Decker, this isn't just a game where if you lose, you play tomorrow. This is your season on the line here, so any way possible here. The Hounds are going to try and find a way to get on base here. Julia Mayer next at the plate. She's got the only hit here for the Hounds, so hopefully she can find a way to get another one here in the bottom of the 7th inning and get the leadoff runner on base here for the Hounds.
And, you know, as we stated, this has really been a pitcher's duel. I mean, Kaylee Whitaker's playing outstanding, but Haley Archer has also been just doing a great job. She's had 10 strikeouts on the day to increase her season total to 159 on the year. And Whitaker looks to make quick work of the Greyhounds here with only 3 outs left in their season, unfortunately. But win or lose, you know, nothing to hang their hats on. They've had a tremendous year, as we said. After finishing second in the division, the Hounds finished first this year. After finishing second in the BCSL, the Greyhounds finished first. And after losing to Ewing in the sectional semis, they defeated Ewing to get to this championship game. But again, game's far from over. Anything could happen. But certainly Steinert with a 1-run lead, and neither team really done too much on the offensive end. Northern stranded 4 or 5 runners on base this game, and Steinert just, you know, got lucky with a pass ball and play at the plate. We saw that in the first inning with the Greyhounds. That's going to be a quick out there for the Hounds. 2 left. Hopefully their season will not end, but, you know, credit to the Spartans. And like we said, Northern's got a great squad for years to come, but hopefully they can get a tying run here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, pointing out all the accolades this team has accomplished here, Mr. Dowd, definitely something to be proud of, but I'm sure at this moment all that's irrelevant, as they know that their season's on the line here, and they know that if they're not able to score at least 1 run, this season's going to be over, and it's just going to be another loss, although this team has accomplished so much, as you had said, this year, so definitely nothing to hang their heads on. But Archer's at the plate now, going to try and help herself out, try and find a way to get on base here for her team. She's pitched an extremely good game as well. I mean, only giving up 1 run and being down here. You know, giving up only 1 run and striking out 10 batters so far here in this game. She's done an exceptional job, so definitely nothing for her to be sad about right now, but I'm sure she's just focused right now on this at-bat, trying to find a way to get on base and get ahead in the count.
And she's a tremendous offensive player, too. She's batting .357 on the season. She had 15 hits this year to go along with 13 RBIs. So looking for her to get a single, get a runner on, and hopefully Northern can tie this game. And that looks like it's going to be a pop-up going foul. So another chance here for Archer. Hopefully get on.
Yeah, definitely another chance for her to try and get on. And like we had said, this is the 3rd time through the lineup here. So this is where they should hopefully try and find a way to figure out some of Whitaker's tendencies, even though they really haven't done that all game, as Archer fouls another one back. But really at this point, it's almost where instinct's going to start to take over. I'm sure these girls have so much adrenaline right now that it's, like I had said, all instincts at this point. Kind of throw all the things that you've been talking about all game out the window and just try and find a way to get runners on.
And in the circle is Hannah Alexander. She'll be next up at bat. She's batting .400 on the year with 16 hits and 14 RBIs. So get on base. I would look for Whitaker to try to get her looking at something outside. She's pitched a tremendous game.
So Archer battling here in this count against Whitaker. And ultimately, an off-speed pitch is going to have her go down on strikes. A great job there by Whitaker to have the presence of mind to try and throw a pitch that Archer hasn't seen. And I mean, it takes a lot of confidence for a pitcher to be able to do that. And she does it successfully here. So the last hope here for Northern at the moment is the third baseman, Hannah Alexander. She's going to step up to the plate. And with 2 outs here, they're going to need to try and find any way to do something. I mean, if you're Alexander, you got to try and tone down your swing here in this at-bat too. I'm sure she wants to be the hero and try and put one out of the yard, but just getting a base runner is a way to start a rally.
So, bottom of the 7th, and again, for those tuning in, I am Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting students Mr. Kyle Forsini, Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here. It is Tuesday, May 29th, 2018, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds trail in this one. Steinert Spartans. Hannah Alexander currently down 0-2. This is the Group 3 Central Jersey sectional final game. Winner will move on to the Tournament of Champions, and unfortunately, looks like the Greyhounds are down in this one with really 1 strike, 1 out away from their season being over after really a successful year for their coaches and the players. That one's going to go outside, and Hannah Alexander will live to see another pitch, so to speak, with this one winding down here. But again, tremendous season, and obviously the game is not over, but the Greyhounds are 1 strike away here, unfortunately, for their season ending. But hats off to the coaches and to the players. And a foul ball again for Alexander.
Yeah, she's doing a good job battling here. Took a close one on that third pitch of the at-bat. Looked like that might have been a called strike 3, but a little off the plate, and then fouling one off. So doing a great job here in this at-bat, just trying to keep the Hound season alive. With 2 strikes here, we've been talking about it all game, how hard Whitaker is to hit when she gets ahead of you, and she's done that here against Alexander, but she's got to find a way to try and keep battling this at-bat, foul off close pitches or find a way to get on, and unfortunately that's going to be strike 3.
So Steiner's going to win this one. Credit to the Spartans. Great job by the Greyhounds. Tremendous season for all of us here at Northern TV. On behalf of Decker Morrow, Mr. Kyle Forsini, and Mr. James Dowd signing off.